So while all the other students also join in, I would like to run few polls to understand what's your thought about today's session. What do you think about the AI and the trends which is happening? So I have few poll questions. I'll request everybody to please participate with me and answer these questions to understand. We'll try and understand you better. So there's a first question. I'm just sharing it across. So how are you currently using your AI tools? So is it on your everyday learning work? You use it sometimes for specific while all the other students also join in, or I have experimented but do not use them regularly, or I haven't started using AI. I'll request everybody who has joined in the session, please choose one of the options here. If you're not able to see the polls, there is a chat option. I'll request everybody to please put it on the chat and let me know. Please do check if the chat is enabled for you. You can put it on the chat and let us know. Listen to the question like how are you currently using the AI tool? So you use it on your daily basis for your work learning or sometimes for specific tasks, or you might have experimented but do not use them regularly, or you haven't started using AI. I think looks like most of them use it on a daily basis.
Nice.
So, okay.
Nice.
So thank you. Thank you. I'll just end this poll here. We'll quickly go to our next questions. So if you can see also Ravi and Madan, so it looks like 9 of them, they say they use AI regularly, 8 of them, 89%, and the remaining have not answered. And some of them use for this specific task. So thank you. We'll quickly go to our next question. So when we talk about like the biggest advantage, what do you think is the biggest advantage for the students, like the students have in 2026? So do you think it is the access to the AI tools, or do you think it is the easy access to the knowledge and the learning and the type of resources which is available? Or you think it is the ability to build and experiment online? Or when we talk about more career and entrepreneurship opportunities are there more? So what do you think you have a biggest advantage today?
Wow.
I'll request quickly everyone to participate in the poll. So what do you think is your biggest advantage in 2026? I feel it is the easy access to the knowledge and the learning resources what is available today. I think back then when I was studying in college, I didn't have so many options. I used to struggle one with the internet, and I used to only have an option of going to the library. I'm sure Ravi, in your case as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, I studied in IIT Madras, so we had a great library and access to a lot of resources. But I would have guessed access to AI tools would come first. But looks like those two together have 75%, which is good. At least the students know they have access to something, which is good.
So thank you, thank you. I'll just end the poll here. We'll see. So it looks like 5 of them with 42%, they say easy access to the knowledge and the learning. Then 4 of them, they say access to the AI tools is something that's the biggest advantage for them today. And there are 2 people, they say ability to build and experiment online. And there's one person, he says that more career and entrepreneurship opportunities are there. Yes, that is so true. So let's quickly go to one next question. And what is the biggest challenge stopping you from using AI more effectively today? So maybe one, I do not know where to start. You can say that. Or you are somebody who's worried about becoming dependent on AI. That's the reason you're not using AI. Or you feel I don't have enough time to experiment. That is one. Or I'm not sure how AI fits into your career.
This is an interesting result. close to half are worried about becoming dependent. Interesting. I didn't expect it at all. I would have heard I don't know where to start, but zero. Okay.
Uh, can I quickly get more answers? Like who are not participating, please also choose one of the option. Okay, so let me end the poll here. So it looks like, Madan, they are worried about becoming dependent on AI. Five of them say that, 45%. Then there are three people. They say, I don't have enough time to experiment. Next is, I'm not sure how AI fits into their career. That is one thing. So, okay,
Mm,
thank you so much for answering. That's interesting, right, Ravi?
that's very, very interesting. I mean, by the way, I am Dr. Ravi Gundapalli. I'm actually joining from Silicon Valley in California, and you have to believe that AI is going to touch every single career in our life, every single career. So I hope after this you will start to you will learn exactly how it touches every aspect.
Yes. So, everyone, thank you so much for joining again. A warm good morning to everyone. And I really welcome you all to this new edition of Amritkal Mentors Talk. So, Amritkal Mentors Talk is a flagship initiative by Mentor Cloud. And we have Ravi, who has joined us, who is actually the CEO of Mentor Cloud. And thank you so much, Ravi, for joining. So today's conversation is especially relevant because students in 2026 have access to something previous generations never had at this scale. AI and one of the biggest powerful digital tools. We have an instant access to knowledge and opportunities to build an experiment from the day one. So, but having access is not just an advantage, and knowing how to use it is. So, this session is about understanding how students can turn the technology and the opportunity around them into the skills, experiences, projects, and ultimately a career opportunity. So, I'll thank Ravi and Madan here. So, Ravi, over to you. Uh, I would like you to introduce Madan.
Okay, wonderful. First of all, I hope you all had a very festive and very inspiring Independence Day. It's still 15th for me, so I'm still in the Independence Day mood, even though I'm in California. I'm an Indian at heart. And I launched Amrit Kal Mentors actually 2 Independence Days ago to truly bring the world's experts to every Indian youth who really wants to be outstanding. Because millions of engineers like you are attending college, getting degrees, doing the courses. But then, how do you differentiate yourself? Because when I interview for new careers in my company, or when I go to a hackathon, I'm looking for people who stand out, who have done something extraordinary. And what separates people, the ordinary from the extraordinary, is the little extra they do. This session that you're attending is a little extra. You can easily go and watch TV or sleep or do something. So people who do extra become extraordinary. Okay, so and our goal is to bring experts from all over the world, and these are sponsored by Mentor Cloud in collaboration with Pod. And today I have someone very special. I really like Madan. At such a young age, he has really established himself as an AI expert. So Madan is an AI integration specialist, an applied Gen AI consultant, a community builder and founder who helps startups, agencies, and leadership teams become AI first. Especially now in today's world, AI is going to touch every aspect of our life and our career. So, with Madan's background in artificial intelligence, data science, and UX, he focuses a lot on turning AI into practical workflows and business solutions. He is the founder and managing director of the Bot Company and the founder of Inai, a community that helps creators and professionals explore AI through practical hands-on learning. He has worked as AI integration specialist at other companies like SPI Edge, and his expertise is in AI integration, workflow optimization, automation, data analytics, in growth strategy, and it's his approach is really about not simply adopting tools, but understanding workflows, identifying opportunities, and he has a BTech in artificial intelligence from VLML Engineering College, and is a certified in Google UX design. And his work, he has to make AI more accessible and actionable. And Madan actually works on some of the key projects for Mentor Cloud actually. And I when especially on the eve of independence, we wanted to have this topic, and I will pause after this. Is independence means freedom. India had the freedom to become whatever she wanted to become. And today, after 80 years, 80th independence, we are the fourth largest economy in the world. We were like number 30 or number 35 when we got independence. So India has really used her freedom very responsibly to become, you know, number four right now, soon number three. I would like all of you, um, you know, look at freedom as the opportunity to do whatever you want to do, of course, constructively, and whatever you choose to do in the interest of your career growth as well as in the interest of the nation. So, Amritkal Mentors is inspired by our nation's goal to become Viksit Bharat. Because I am in America, I live in Silicon Valley, and I know what a developed country looks like. And I want my motherland to also become a developed nation. And all of you are going to contribute it. All of your career accomplishments, entrepreneurial innovations is are going to contribute to India become a developed nation. Why wait till 2047? We can even do it early if we all make up our mind and work hard. So with that, Madan, I would like you to inspire this in a group of people who are doing a little extra to listen to you. Over to you, Madan.
Yeah, thank you, sir, Ravi sir, for the kind introduction. Thank you. Yeah, hi everyone. Yes, as Ravi had said, it's a time for AI. It's a time for us to move forward, and hope if you have already joined for just for the title, the unfair advantage. Let's see what's unfair advantage we have. Okay, yeah, and before I say anything else, I want you to do something a little unusual. Yeah, I can't see your hands from here, but I still wanted to actually raise one. Like raise your hand. Oh, sorry, I need to pass my. Sorry, sorry, I'll just share my screen. Sorry for it. Yeah, hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, yes, we can.
Super, thank you. So yeah, raise your hand for real. Don't just nod along. If you felt even once this year that AI might, or there's a little chance that it could take your job that you're actually studying so far. Either you can raise your hand physically, or you can just pop on the raise hand feature in Zoom. So now keep it up only if you also actually used AI to build or make something real in the last month. Okay, and stop. So here's the thing. If your hand went up for the first part and came down for the second, you are not alone. That gap between being scared of AI and actually using it is the entire talk I'm about to give you. I'm not here to tell you that fear is wrong. I'm here to tell you that it's pointed at the wrong thing. Yes, you heard the headlines, layoffs, hiring freezes, AI is replacing junior roles, and somewhere in the back of your head, there's a quite ongoing math problem. Will there even be a seat left for me by the time I graduate? I'm not going to pretend that fear is irrational. It isn't. But I'm going to spend the next 40 minutes arguing that you're looking at the wrong side of the coin. So here's the flip. No generation in the history of the world has had this much power to build, to create, to compete straight out of college. No generation has this power. And most of you don't even know you're already holding it. So there's a line I say to myself whenever I feel behind, like I started too late or too small or from the wrong college, or I'm going to give it to I'm just going to give it to you now because tonight or today you probably need it more than I do. So not the topper, not the person with the perfect CGPA, not the person from the best college, the one who adapts. That's a whole game now. The one who adapts. And that should feel closer to relief than fear. Because adapting is a skill you can actually practice being you can actually practice. Being the fitter isn't or fittest isn't. So by the end of today, I wanted to leave with three things. So what I'll be giving you now. A framework you can use today or use this week. Three things to actually do before you sleep tonight. And I hope a slightly different relationship with the word AI than the one you walked in with. So it's a bit of my story that will actually help you to move ahead because I always felt that instead of me talking to a 40-year-old, 50-year-old person, it actually eases me and makes me comfortable if I just talk to my seniors, like 2 or 3 years old. But when I started my college, my department didn't have a single senior. Not one BTech AI and data science department seniors were there because I was the first batch ever at my college and ever in my state, Tamil Nadu. So normally, no seniors is the sentence that ends a story. For me, it's a sentence that started mine. So every other department had a rule book nobody ever wrote down. Like it has been passed quietly, senior to junior, how the fest should look, who to invite, what worked last year, what to avoid. I didn't get that rule book. I got a blank page. And by the time I was 19, I was juggling three roles at once. I did 3 to 4 easy. So I was the president of the entrepreneurship cell. I was secretary of Youth Red Cross and president of my own AI department. And well, amidst all of this, I was also heading a symposium that pulled in over 1,000 people. And here's the part I only understood much later. Having no seniors wasn't a disadvantage. It was a protection for me. So if I failed and there was a dozen ways to fail like easily, running something for the first time with no one to ask, nobody could say you should have done it the way it always been done. Because there was no always. There was just a me figuring out in real time with nothing to be measured against. So that's the exact seat every one of you is sitting in right now with AI. Nobody older than you wrote the rule book for this because it didn't exist when they were your age. Your professors are figuring it out at the same time you are. People who graduated 2 years ago are figuring it out slower than you because they already got old habits to unlearn first. So you are not late to a race that started without you. So you are standing on the same blank page, basically as me when I was 19, except yours is much, it can be bigger or the same or smaller than me. I think it's usually bigger because AI has grown a lot. So, but here's what running three organizations didn't do for me. I didn't tell me what I actually wanted to build. I could lead 1,000-person symposium. I still had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. And that confusion was real. It was uncomfortable and it is deeply unglamorous confusion. And it is where the actual story starts. So I didn't get a lightning bolt moment that you usually see in LinkedIn post. It's no actually. So what I had was a slow realization about what I didn't want. So I didn't want to be the one voice among 100, executing something else's decisions. I wanted to be closer to the decision itself, not just the execution of it. And that pulled me into UX design, because UX sits exactly at the intersection, which is at deciding what should be made and not just building what you're told to. And I'll be honest about the starting line I ran from my college wasn't a big name. Not maybe one of you even heard when I say that. Wait, I don't want to say my name. Okay, so not I didn't have any low alumni network like that is waiting to open doors for me, which meant if I wanted a door opened, I had to be the one knocking early because nobody was going to knock for me. So I started my internship as a UX designer in a company called SPI. It's an accelerator as well as an incubator, which is a very good place to start when you're confused. And during that internship, I started getting paid. I started getting paid 20,000 rupees a month, where I usually spend 4 hours a day. And for my college at that time, that was a unusually large number for an intern to be pulling in. But that's not actually the interesting part. The interesting part is I stayed for 8 to 9 months, while most of my peers had converted into 2 3 months. So people used to ask me, why so long? Isn't that just an internship? Honestly, I'd have paid them for what I've learned in the last 8 9 months because they taught me a lot. And yes, I started as a generalist. I didn't start as the AI coach, AI expert. I want to start this company. I started as a generalist. So I was doing data analytics. I was doing the market researchers. It was a bit very early. I was doing clumsy experiments with AI tools. Nobody around me had even heard of yet. So there is design, there is development, all of it side by side at the same time. Because nobody told me I had to pick just one. And here's a sentence that came out of that period, one I still repeat to myself. I want to remember this. It's not always about the number of years of experience. It is how many number of experiences you had in a year. So if I stayed as a specialist or just an analyst, just a designer, obviously I would have known one thing very well, but I'll be blind to everything around it. The range is what, let me see the whole board, not one square of it. So that same range is what AI rewards you right now. Not the person who does one thing perfectly, the person who can move across ideas, who can move across tools, who can move across roles without asking permission first. So if you take anything else from today, take these three things. They're not clever, they're just true. So please take these three things. One, please start early. Before you feel ready, just start early. You will never feel ready. Okay, you will never feel ready. That feeling doesn't arrive on a schedule. So you have to start early. Whatever you like, you want to experiment, just start early. Two, talk to a lot of people constantly without waiting for a proper reason to reach out. Just talk, just build that network. It can be a friend, it can be a peer, it can be a senior, it can be a working person who just want to even send us a mail, a message. Just talk. Take the first step. And third, say, boss, I am confused. Don't perform certainty you don't have. Because asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's one of the strongest things you can say out loud in a room. So after that UX internship, I went into another company called Positive Integers, and I stayed as a data analyst. And you like this part where I was data analyst, like one of the data analysts for companies such as Mondelez. Mondelez is a company that holds Cadbury, Perk, Oreo, Dairy Milk, Bonvita, Lotus Biscoff. So all these are managed by a company called Mondelez. I was working with City Union Bank. I was working with MTR. I was working with Eastern Masalas, Kellogg's, Colgate. Okay, I can't explain what I did actually because it's because of NDA problems. So what I like to think is, see, I could have been a data analyst itself, which they had a good pay, this is a stable job. I could have just stopped there, but I kept bending it toward AI instead. So building small internal tools, AI assisted workflows, things nobody asked for, but that proved something to me. I wasn't just a data analyst anymore. I finally had a name for what I actually was. It was not analyst, it was not designer, an AI integration strategist. So someone who connects what a business needs, what a customer actually experiences, and what AI can genuinely do. So once I had this name for myself, the next best thing I did was I quit. So the title didn't exist when I started college. Half the roles you'll end up doesn't exist yet either. Same blank page, just a bigger one. So what I did after that is I started a WhatsApp group. Again, it's not a company. I just started a WhatsApp group. So what I had is I just made people to join this WhatsApp group where I'll be sharing AI habits, AI news, and AI tools or how to use it properly. So I was doing all of this. Then I got a good synergy between all these people. Then I started a community called INI or in AI. So it is not for a prestige, not as a growth strategy. Just because I wanted to be around people who are actually doing AI, not people who only talked about it being the future. This is the future. You should go for it. Nothing like it. So there was no grand plan behind it. I just wanted the room I just wished for. And from that community is where my first client came from. It was not from a job board, it's not from LinkedIn, it's not from a cold pitch. Someone who had watched me show up in that group month after month, long before the company I run today had a name or a logo on our website. It took me a while to actually believe the lesson underneath that. The room you build while you are just a community organizer is the same room that pays your first invoice later. So then, so even what I want to do is just build the room before needed. It can be even friends, a group of friends. It doesn't need to be always a WhatsApp community. It can be your friends or you join another community. Everything works. And not long after that, I started the bot company with my best friend Farooq. And I wanted to be specific why that partnership has worked because it wasn't a pitch deck marriage. We already worked together for those 8 9 months during the same internship period. Before either of us said the word company out loud, we know how the other person handled pressure, what they were like on a bad day, whether they kept their word when it was inconvenient too. We tested the relationship before we bet on a company on it, not after. And as a proof, today we have the bot company. Or what we actually do is we build AI agents, automations, integrations, AI native websites and apps for real paying clients, not a portfolio project sitting on a laptop somewhere. Real invoices, real deadlines, real people depending on what we ship. So we worked with easily 75 plus people in just in the last 8 months, and we have 10 plus active clients. And I would like to thank Ravi sir because Ravi sir is also one of the Mentor Cloud, the company Mentor Cloud was one of the first client we had, and we are thank you for it. Again, this is one of the opportunity he gave for me to present. And I want to be honest with you about something most speakers skip. I've had projects fail more than once. Clients that didn't work out, timelines that broke, work that had to be redone. I'm not telling you that as a confession. I'm telling you because it's a real credibility line, not a highlight reel. What survived every single failure wasn't the money from the project, it was the relationship. So I stopped optimizing for the most profitable client and I started optimizing for the client I want to work with again. You see, networks compound, a single project doesn't. So alongside running the company, I started teaching, not students this time, leaders, leadership teams, CXOs from companies doing anywhere between 100 to 1000 crores in revenues. In rooms I had no business being that early into. Standing network collaborator who runs AI workshops for leadership teams across the globe. I bring this up for a reason. None of it happened because I waited until I felt ready or qualified enough. It happened because I said yes to a room before I fully earned the confidence to stand in it. And then I earned that confidence while I was already standing there. That's the exact same move AI is asking of you right now. You don't need to feel like an expert before you start using it. You become one by starting anyway. So, right place, right time, right people. That combination beats almost anything else I can teach you today. That combination, right place, right time, right people. And here's the part that matters for you. All three of those are things you can start building this week, not things you sit around waiting to be handed. It can't be handed. You have to go, you have to make that pull. So now let's talk about everyone been afraid of. I want you to hold on to an image for a second. Actually, if it's okay, please close your eyes for a moment, just for this one. Just close your eyes. Imagine AI builds you a house. Walls are up, roof is on, wiring done in a fraction of time it used to take. Now open your eyes. See, AI can build you a house, but it cannot make it a home. That part is still on you. The furniture, the memories, the mess, the actual life inside it, that's a human job. And it always will be. So A does the mundane parts, like repeatable ones, the 40 versions of the same spreadsheet part. It doesn't replace judgment. It doesn't replace taste. It doesn't replace care. And this isn't the first time someone said that either. So when ATM showed up in bank branches, everyone assumed tellers were finished. Hey, machines that could dispense cash and take deposits, why would you need a person? Except bank teller employment didn't fall. It rose from about 500,000 to about 600,000 over the next 3 decades. The machine took care of the counting. The tellers became the people banks trusted with the actual relationship. Mortgages, small business loans, the stuff that still needed a human in the room. Let's take another story. Same story with an accountant. So when the spreadsheet showed up, bookkeeping jobs, the ones that you are just adding columns of numbers, those didn't shrink. But accountant's job grew by roughly 600,000 in the same period. Because the counting got automated, the judgment didn't. Nobody pays for someone who can add. They pay for someone who can tell them what the numbers mean. And I want to be straight with you about what that history actually says. It's not don't worry, it will always work out. It's this: the routine part of a job disappears fast. The routine part. The judgment part gets more valuable. So which side of the line you end up is decided by you, not by the technology. You have to decide what part of the work you need to do. So new jobs are already here, not someday. It is already. It is no more. AI is the future. It is present. ChatGPT came out 2024. Okay, it's not anything new. Sorry, 2020. If I'm not wrong, November 2022. So today is the real line on hiring boards. Right now, at my own company, I'm personally hiring someone whose entire job is creating AI-generated videos. That role did not exist when most of you started college. It is very new role. I know even other companies are hiring for new AI-generated videos. Like prompt engineer is still a job. It's not as a joke. It is still a job. I am a developers who do prompting end of the day. They're not still coding. Coding will be a 10-20% part. And the real shift, as I said, the generation we are lucky to have. So the real shift isn't that jobs are disappearing. It's that the distance between having an idea on a Tuesday and shipping it by Friday has basically collapsed. Websites, apps, full products, days, now not months or not years. You can actually build a full scale application at the fraction of the time that a big corporates actually take. And here's the part I won't sugarcoat. If you don't pick this up, someone next to you will. It can be a classmate, a competitor, someone in a room you're not even in yet. The opportunity does not wait for you to feel ready. So, on note of that, I wanted to give you something if you're still confused. And here's the framework. I know you have used Ikigai, or maybe you just heard of the word Ikigai. So it's a version of Japanese framework called Ikigai. Some of you have seen the four circle diagram online. I use my own version, which is 3 columns and not 4 circles. So I wanted to actually do this not right now. Give it 30 minutes, sometimes this week or maybe after this meet. 30 minutes you have to spend on this. Don't let it stay a nice idea. You nodded along to that. Okay, we can do it later. If possible, do it as soon as possible. So I wanted to take a paper, just divide into 3 columns. And the first column, what you like. The heading is what you like. So you should have just list down what the things you like. It can be eating, it can be sleeping, it can be jogging, it can be drawing, it can be singing. At least write one for a year. Meaning if your age is 19, if your age is 20, there should be 20 things in it. See, you should have like at least one thing in a year, right? Just write one thing for a year. Like what you like. Don't take care of no judgments. Genuinely do what you want. That makes you feel likable, or let's say if you feel dancing, running, that you like to do. So you have to write minimum 20 things in that. If your age is 20 or 19 means 19. Then get into column 2. What you are good at. So you fill the column 1. Let's say there are 20 things in it. Out of those 20 things, pick minimum. There should be minimum 10 things I feel, or 7, 8, anywhere between 7 to 8 is good. Someone down the line said, hey, you really sing well. Hey, you really dance well. Hey, you can really solve this particular problem. So someone either have noticed you, or you yourself know that when comparing to others, I can do this particular a matter of job. I can do it within a fraction of seconds, fraction of minutes, or if it takes 2 days, I can do it within 5 hours. Something. See, even if you wrote drawing in it, you are actually decent at it. It adds a place here. Okay, just write what you are good at. Then there is column 3. What the world will pay for. So from your point of view, what have you already seen people around you get paid for? That instinct is itself a signal. It means you already spotted a market. even if I haven't named it yet. So let's say I said something like, even if you like sleeping, write it here, right? Okay. Think that I like to sleep. I'm very good at sleeping, but the world will pay for me. Yes, it pays for you. I know it sounds funny, but actually NASA and the European Space Agency actually pays for you if you sleep for 2 months because they are studying on how the body handles zero gravity. So people are being paid right now for things that sounds like jokes, and that's not a throwaway fact. That's the entire point of column 3. You just don't know. You just think that, oh, nobody sleeps for sleeping, nobody pays for singing, dancing. People pay. But again, what I want to do, just list on what you like, what you are really, really good at. It can be design, it can be design, meaning you have to think of next biggest way. Okay, if I'm good at design and I'm good at communication, then I can be a UX designer. Hey, I'm good at AI, hey, I'm good in strategy, hey, I'm good in executing. Then you can be AI indicator strategist. That's how I found my role. So, and there is something happening around you at scale, all around you right now. This year's union budget put 250 crore rupees behind exactly this AVGC content creator labs across 15,000 schools and 500 colleges. The government isn't calling this a hobby anymore. They're calling it the orange economy, and they're funding it like one. So what is AVGC content creator labs? Basically, you can be a content creator. You can be a YouTuber. You can be Instagram. You can review products. You can make something out of it and be a face in Instagram or YouTube. So you can do marketing, can be app building websites that build basically sorry app building websites building that used to need a team of 5 or 6, now reachable by one determined person with the right tools. You can do it, and even government pays for it. Government put a budget around it. So here's what I actually want you to walk away with now. So stop asking, will AI take my job? And start asking, what can I build with it before someone else does? And don't chase the salary number first, chase the skill. The money follows the person who adapts. It does not follow the person who waited for permission. So 3 things before you sleep tonight. 1, pick one AI tool you never touched and build one small real thing with it. It doesn't have to be good, it has to be real. That's it. Second, please do the 3 column exercise. 30 minutes, one paper, and you just have to spend 30 minutes with you. And third, talk to one person about what you are building. It is not for approval, it's for the habit of saying it out loud. Hey, I'm doing this. Are you interested? Hey, I'm doing this. What's your view on this? Hey, I'm doing this. Can you help me? Just speak it out loud. And please don't think, yeah, I missed it. This is not the best time to start. You didn't miss the best time to start. You are standing in it. So please think that AI is not here to take jobs, it is to create jobs. You can do a lot of things with AI. AI, I'm seeing it as the biggest gift that as we generation has got. So please, you didn't miss the best time to start. You are standing in it. I want you to take that right up and build something with it, and you can do a lot of things ahead. Thank you.
Wow. Um, Madan,
Yes, sir.
congratulations. That was such a very inspiring talk.
Thank
I'm just taking notes like I am also in college now.
you.
So we'll open the floor for questions, but I think the topic and the way you sort of let the students, the immense power they have. Now, when I graduated from IIT Madras, I had to wait 4 hours for a phone call to call United States. From Chennai to US, I waited 4 hours. And if I wanted a research paper, it took 6 weeks to find a research paper. So when Madan is saying the time between the idea till the time you can actually get it up and running, I'll give you another example. Our company's previous website took almost like 8 months. The current website, I built it myself. I'm not a coder. I'm not an engineer. I built it in 4 hours. So everything that Madan said is actually extremely accurate. And the way you closed it, Madan, that you didn't miss the opportunity, you are in it. I think it's is a such a beautiful punchline. And so we will open the floor for questions. Um, I do feel envious, Madan. I wish I was as young as all of you are.
Hmm.
Um, I do believe that the world in which the children are graduating, I called all of you children. The time during which the current generation is graduating is just one of the luckiest batch of students.
True.
I mean, I've been mentoring and teaching students since 1996. So
Hmm.
many of you don't even know what 1996 is because you're not born by then. But so I'm saying this after seeing the world. I graduated when there was no internet. I graduated when there was no Wi-Fi, and there was no phone when I came to the US. There was nothing. And I've seen it all. So to everybody on the call today, to everyone who's going to watch later on, I recommend this talk be watched by every Indian youth graduating today because the opportunity is in front of you. And like Madan said, you are in it. So let's open the floor for questions, Riddhi.
If you have any questions, you can put it up in the chat. Also, so Madan, we have got few questions from
Super.
our survey, but I think it looks more from your work, kind of they might have researched. So one student has asked, how can we automate a project or a real life problem with an AI agent?
Hmm. So sorry, can you repeat again? Sorry.
I'll share it in the chat as well. So the question is how can we automate a project or a real life problem with AI agents? So I think they have gone through your profile and shared this question on the survey.
Nice. Okay, how to automate a project. Okay. Okay. So the first thing I always do is I don't think about automating it. I don't start with automations because it's my thought processes. Certain things I have to do manually first in order for me to understand how it works. So that's the first thing I will do because let's say if I'm automating an engine that it has to run for a while, at least I have to see the first two strokes that it's running because there could be numerous number of problems in the first two steps. And whilst running, I have to make sure that it runs for quite a while. Then I will actually automate it. So I will look up on the idea, what who we are solving for it, why we are solving for it, how we are actually building the solution. Then what are the mundane tasks, meaning the repeatable tasks. Those are the things I would actually love to automate because I can't automate a real life problem because when you say real life problem, AI doesn't have enough knowledge on it to first understand. Okay, see, example, again, the question is a bit vague, like a real life problem, because there's a numerous number of problems we have in a day. Let's say for MTR, we did market research across Hyderabad. We spent 2 days in it. Uh, but we need to talk to a lot of people. See, I can't automate the talking part. What it is, I automated the data analysis part, meaning So once I had a recorded conversation within a lot of people, so sometimes it can be in voice recordings. I only automated the audio part into transcriptions, then transcriptions into data, then data being populated into data, I mean Excel sheets, spreadsheets, then making into colorful dashboards. So automate the mundane tasks. That's how. So when you say automating a project, just look at it, what are the things. For example, if you're doing a CI/CD pipeline, CI/CD making a CI/CD. Sorry for going technical. So if you have this particular uh, frameworks or fundamental things you have for starting a project, you should only look at the mundane task. Please don't look at unique problems that A can't solve for. I think I answered it. Thank you.
Yeah, if I can add, I think just to
Yeah.
add, so a project has a sort of an outcome. There is an input and there is an output, right? So
Mm,
once you can define the complete workflow of what the project, it could be like I'm hungry, right? I need to have lunch. Let's say that's a project. So that means, first of all, I need to know what I want to eat. I need to know where I want to go for lunch. I need to decide if I have to go alone or go with friends. I want to find out if it is veg or non-veg, everything, right? So any project has certain process. If you can identify the process and like Madan beautifully said, what are those mundane things that you don't have to do it, you can get an agent to do it. So it's not like a project can be automated without first knowing what are the various steps. And I think during the presentation you said repetitive tasks will be done by AI, whether you like it or not. It's going to happen. I'm seeing it in Silicon Valley right now. Repetition, if you are doing anything repetitive, your job is on the line. So look, like for you made a good comment about judgment. In the routine tasks, disappear fast, but judgment is in your hand. So people who are able to make judgment are going to have their jobs, right? For
yes.
example, building a house is repetitive. It's same, but making it a home with interior decor, with the right lighting, with the right smell, and right ambience is going to be somebody, an interior designer is going to do it.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madan, for answering that. So I think there's another question. This is also from the same student, I guess. It is more about interview. So AI to help with interviews and how to train AI by itself. So here, a lot of students who have joined, I think they are from the college. I mean, they are there in the pre-final year. So if any guidance you would like to, you have been working in this, like the field of AI, you might have been done different, you have done a different level of thing, but have you done anything related to education and something on research part so that you can help them prepare for the interviews?
Good. I'm hearing the word interviews and I don't know, I'm smiling myself. Why? Because recently I just had a role for a founders office intern in my office, and I was interviewing around 10 to 15 people, and that was unique experience. But before that, I had another role for a DevOps intern, and a lot of questions I asked, people actually answered with it with AI. I can easily sense that they were asking or what are the questions I ask, they just copy pasting it, or there are there are AIs for cheating, like there is something called as Parakit AI. I think Manus AI also helps. I forgot her name. So these AI, so when we are actually talking, it records and tells you the answer. It was actually challenging for me to actually find out who's the real one actually. But we just made the interview more stricter, meaning that you have to share your screen, you have to write the prompts. So when you say helping with interviews, I would say in terms of preparing, you can do a lot with AI. For example, when I was in my college only, in the third year, ChatGPT got introduced, and from that moment, we were using AI for studying purposes. Okay, I'm not a nerd. I'm not been studying all the time, but see, there is a lot. There is a we didn't have books. Always used to carry phones and laptops. We will learn entire PDFs or from Word documents. And I'm not a person who like to scroll down 18 pages, 20 pages, 50 pages. I just give it to AI, summarize this, explain me this part. In a similar way, that helped me for my exams. So similar way, again for interviews, you can actually search for a particular company. I'm applying for this company for this particular role. I have to create a resume with it. You can obviously create. There's a number of ways you can create resumes, both in ChatGPT and as well as in Claude. You can make your resumes. You can basically train your AI just by turning on the voice mode, stating that be my interviewer for this particular role, and this is my resume. Ask me questions. It can actually be a interviewer. You can be and you can be interviewee. You can properly answer questions and you can find the loops and holes what the person might ask on what should I be telling him. Again, see, it's a mock test. You are playing with AI. And the second part, how to train AI by itself. Again, sorry, the question is vague because there's multiple aspects we can train AI by itself. So I'm just answering in high level. There is few things called as LLM as a judge, or meaning that whatever the AI gives output, there will be another LLM, which is large language model. I mean AI will check the output. Then it will write a query and give to the same feedback loop. So it's a self-retaining feedback loop, and it's not an easy method, to be honest. Also, it's not a very old method, so you can actually use it for now if you want. Again, it totally depends on use cases, but this is the method.
So if I can add to that, right? Again, from my experience, I've seen there is a big difference between learning and doing. So AI is a wonderful tool for learning. You can learn, for example, if you want to be a great cook, you can learn all kinds of recipes. But when it comes to actual cooking, you still have to do it. Similarly, if you want to interview, you can go through so many scenarios on using AI, like Madan was explaining. But ultimately, when I am interviewing people, I'm looking for people whom I'm interviewing. So ultimately, you are the interviewee. So you still have to do the interview. So learning process is AI, doing process is you. So that is why he also said in his talk to people. So if you have an interview, do all your research and then go practice interview with real people, because real people hire you. In fact, right now there is a big lawsuit happening in the US, just happened today, that AI agents actually rejected a lot of applications. So the company is getting sued. So now you will see a big trend that humans will come back to recruitment and humans will be the one interviewing. AI may be used to filter out if they have a million resumes. AI will be used to filter out resumes that are not complete, that don't have your email address. But interviewing will still be done by humans. So you need to do the interview well, where the AI cannot help. You have to really help yourself.
Thank you, Madan and Ravi, for answering that. So, as we have already come to an end, I would like to take one last question for Madan. So, Madan, we see like a lot of youngsters, and they have a lot of aspirations to become an entrepreneur, to become to solve a problem and start up their own business. You have already done that, achieved that. So, today, like there are a lot of real world problems. So how do you can you suggest like a way, or maybe from give an example or an instance from your life, that how you identified your one of your problem which was you saw, and now today you are solving it, and also how you made the I mean the types of AI, how you have made the use of AI in that, and maybe that can be our last parting note today.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for the question. I actually like to answer it. Say again, I said in my PPT in a small part. Again, I'm repeating. Meaning, see, I was experimenting most of the part with AI. I didn't have in mind that I'm going to make this company. I'm going to build this. I'm going to have this number of clients. I was just curious enough to work on it. So even see, this is a quote from even Einstein said. He said that I'm not clever or I'm a genius. I'm just more curious on things. That's it. So that curious led me to uh, make certain things. I was experimenting a lot of things. Even yesterday, I was experimenting something called as on-premise AI agents. So basically, that curiousness is what's actually making me do things. And someone saw that, and I can able to see that. Hey, I can make this. I can make this as a solution. Basically, they have this real time problem, and I am curious enough to solve for it. Hence, I'm solving for it, and there's a brings a small traction. Then I can able to see a runway. Then I can see, oh, I can have people with me. I can build this. So that's how it started. So that's my story. But again, being there for the last 3 4 years, if you want to do an entrepreneur, be an entrepreneur, want to start a company, the mantra is basically just be curious enough to fuel yourself. That's the first part. Just be curious enough to fuel yourself. Because the best thing I'm doing in my company is, see, if I'm an entrepreneur or if I'm being a businessman or whatever we can name it, I have to feed the people around me. Meaning, it's not money; it's about the energy. I want to bring in the energy. Hey, we can do this. Hey, we can do that. Hey, what's stopping you? How can I help you? So be that kind of person. And according to me, entrepreneurship is not a job role. It's a mindset. It is a mindset. It's about how I solve things. So you have to bring that mindset, and the first part to solving things is being curious, then experiment, then see value in it, value for your time, value for the amount of work you put. So that is the three stages I would actually define.
Yeah, if
Ravi,
I
would
can
you
add.
like to add?
Yeah, because as an entrepreneur, myself and working with many entrepreneurs around the world, right? Each of us, we have a few problems that we get attracted to. It could be, for example, education. It could be, for example, for safety on the roads, or it could be, for example, clean water, or it could be in ordering a taxi or ordering food fast, or it could be healthcare. You may have a situation at home that one of your uncles or somebody in your family, it took forever to get the right medical care. So all of you, these problems are all around us, and some of them maybe you ignore, but some it keeps bothering you. And when people ask me, sir, what problem do I solve? I say, solve the problem that is keeping you awake at night, that you are so angry, like this traffic problem in Chennai, I have to solve it. Or hey, why is the food so not clean, right? So whatever the problem is, and now you have these tools to go research, is this a big problem? Is it the problem only in my town, only for me? You can do all that research and build a beautiful business case and go find a solution. So entrepreneurs who become successful are solving the problems that they hate. They don't want those problems. In fact, Uber, the founder of Uber said every time he wanted a taxi, he just hated sitting on the road and just doing, hey, at least in the US, you just show your thumb. He says, no, sir, it's full. It was almost taking 45 minutes to an hour to get a taxi. He hated that problem and he solved it. So look around yourself. What are those problems that our country is having, that you or your community or society is having, and identify one or two and solve them. That's it. That's what entrepreneurs do.
Yes, thank you so much for answering that, Madan and Ravi, for that. I'll just take one quick minute before we end and before I give a conclusion. I'll just share the quick feedback form. I'll request everybody to please share the feedback, add your details on the feedback form and share your feedback. What are your thoughts about the session? This will help how we can improve the Amritkal Mentors talk for the future. What kind of a sessions we can do? If you have any specific topics that you want us to talk about, we can help with that. So please take a little time and fill that form. And thank you again to everyone. Thank you, Madan, for being part of this session, sharing your practical insights and experiences in a very simplistic way. I just really love that. And bringing your perspective, how student can make the most of the opportunities that is available today, and sharing your many experiences of your life. And to all the students also, thank you so much for joining us. And there's a quick reminder, like you are the biggest advantage. You have the biggest advantage today. So it is a simple, you have an access to AI. It is having a like having the time, curiosity, and you have the freedom to experiment it. And so you have to wait until you graduate or start building. You don't have to actually wait till there. You can already start. And I guess you might have got a lot of insights from Ravi and from Madan both. So keep learning and experimenting and start building something new for the nation. So thank you so much again, Ravi and Madan. It was really nice talking to you guys on a Sunday. And thank you everyone for joining. Have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Riti, for being a wonderful host and very enthusiastic and always very enterprising. And you're so excited about these topics. And on behalf of Mentor Cloud and Madan, thank you and the pod team for making these talks happen.
Yes, thank you. Thank you again. So I'll be ending the session. I'll just take maybe request everybody to please fill that form and then leave the session. Thank you, Madan. Thank you, Ravi.